Hello boys and girls, welcome back. Today we are going to be drawing two beautiful lovebirds. You have drawn many birds before, and so you'll find that there are quite a lot of similarities between our birds that we're going to be drawing today and the birds that we've drawn at school. So we're going to do two birds sitting on a branch. I want to use my rule of thirds, find the third of my page, and I'm going to imagine that is where my branch is going to be. I'm just going to put in a very faint line. And then my birds are going to each sit on the branch next to each other, their tails coming down. I'm going to draw a little oval for his eye, a dot. Anything roundish that is coloured in is called a dot. And my dot is angled down because they're both going to be looking at each other. I'm going to make a little V shape coming up like an angled line. It's also pointing in that same direction. A lovebird has got a very hooked beak, like a parrot. Same sort of family of birds, budgies, lovebirds. And I'm going to bring it up again. It looks like it's going to be the harvest beak, but actually there's another little bit underneath. And then from the corner we're going to bring around and a little cheek. Right, now I'm going to do the top of his head. I want it to come from the edge of his beak over his head and down. I'm doing well. So his head's kind of snuggling into, you'll see how he's going to be snuggling into his partner. Alright, we're going to bring his body down further. This is very similar to what we've done before. Two curved lines coming down. And we're going to imagine that his feathers are here. I'm just going to do a sort of squiggly wiggly line, and I'm going to do his toes, and they are just really like two sausages, or we could say two on one side and two on the other side, and they're holding on to a branch. Don't make the branch straight. I want a little bit of interest. Imagine where this branch is growing. Alright, now lovebirds are called lovebirds because they come in pairs of two. So I'm going to draw his mate. I'm going to leave his wings, they're still going to come. I'm going to leave his wings for now. We're going to do them momentarily. We're going to do the same again but facing the other way. So I'm going to go a little bit lower and do another oval, and I want this bird to be looking at this one. So I'm going to do the same again, another angled line, and the curve coming down and up, the nice sharp beak coming from the middle here, coming up and around, and then I'm going to follow this line around for a little cheek. Over the top of the head and down. I'm going to do this one's body, two curved lines, one on one side, one on this side, and we have the ruffle of the feathers, the bottom as he's sitting on the branch. We're going to do his toes. If you remember when we've drawn the toucan, that these toes are just two sausages, and these ones are curved the other way as they're holding on to the branch. And I'm going to draw the branch in between, and I can join up here to this one. I could do a straight line like they're sitting on a pole or something, but I don't want to do that. And maybe I'll add a bit of interest here with a branch or two. You can use your imagination. Right, my birds are starting to look like lovebirds, but they're not done yet. Let's put in their wings. So I'm going to do this one first. And the wings are just another curved line that comes around on either side. From the shoulder, coming out and down and in, bending in near his feet. And this one as well. And on the side. And then finally they have tails. The tail I want to come joining to his body. If I put a tail that is too small, then it's not going to look like it's attached to his body. So I'm going to follow these lines of his body coming down, and I imagine them coming down, and I'm going to put a curved line there, and here another one. Alright, and there are our lovebirds. Right, we're going to color them in. Lovebirds use all sorts of colors, which is so lovely. We're going to use dark green, light green, yellow, red. We can use this dark pink and orange. So we're actually almost using a whole rainbow of colors. And we're going to start with his beak. His beak is red. So I'm going to use my red and my dark pink to color in his beak. Right, now I'm going to, he has a yellow and orange and pink face, which comes around and down onto his chest. I'm going to start with just a general layer of yellow, just to mark out that area. Not too dark, because I want to be able to add and layer other colors. Down around his cheek, around his eye. And I want to do a nice sort of V shape coming down that has also got a base color of yellow. We're going to add some other colors over it. Just bring that yellow softly out on the edges. We're going to blend it. Right, I'm going to take my light green and coming now around the top of his head. I'm going to color in the rest of the area that I've left light green. And I'm going to cover into that bit of yellow that I've put lightly coming out. My green and my yellow are going to blend into each other. I want to cover all the yellow. I'm just going in a little bit, you can see. And I'm going to do his body and his wings. Right, now the fun part's going to start. We're going to brighten up his face. We're going to start layering his colors. We've got a base of light green and yellow around his face and his chest. And I'm going to start adding in more colors. So I'm going to start around his face because that's the most important. I've got yellow. I'm going to go next. The next color along the rainbow is orange. And I'm going to put some orange around his mouth. Some blush over this cheek, around his eye. And I'm just lightly giving him this blush around, down under his chest. My yellow is still shining through from underneath, but now I'm adding an orange blush. If I want to draw attention to the important parts, like his eye, I can make it a bit darker around there. And this cheek is also a very important feature of the lovebird. Right, I'm going to switch to red and I'm going to deepen the colors even further. Now, lovebird looks like he's got these rosy cheeks. So I want these rosy cheeks to come out. Just adding, layering that, scribbling that red over. Now I've got yellow, I've got orange, and now I'm deepening it further with some red. Probably it's a bit, I want to bring a bit more yellow actually into my green. Let me darken his eye now. You can see his eye really well. And I'm going to bring my red nice and dark around his eye. Right, I think I'm actually going to use my pink as well. I want that lovely blush to come out. They do look like two blushing lovebirds. Right, I'm going to move on to my green. I've got light green everywhere, but I can add tone and texture by taking my dark green now. And I'm going to shade in from the edges, coming in gently to just add to the shape. I'm going to go from the bottom here. He's leaning over this branch. I want to add some dark here, so I can imagine his feathers coming down. And his tail. And my marks are like making the texture of his feathers. I'm going to use my black and just give him some grey feet. And I can use my brown for the branch. Now when you're doing branches, you don't want to just color them smooth and flat because they're full of texture, but you still need to stay inside the lines. So I'm going to color in all sorts of directions, but I'm staying inside the lines. And I'm building texture, changing direction. That's going to make a nice rough branch. It's coming here. I'm still putting every effort to stay inside the lines. If my light is coming from the top, then the bottom of my branch is going to be darker. So let me push a bit harder down there. And lighter at the top. Again, keeping in the lines. Even though I look like I'm scribbling. I'm being very thoughtful about my work. Right, boys and girls, you can color in your other, I'm going to carry on coloring in my other lovebird. You can see how I've layered my colors upon colors, starting with my two lightest colors, my yellow, my light green, marking out where I want this rosy area to be with the yellow, my light green covering the rest, then followed with my orange, my red, and my pink to bring out that beautiful blush, and then my dark green to bring out the interest and the texture in his feathers. So we've used lots of different colors, we've layered them, and he's looking so beautiful. But I hope that you can enjoy coloring in these two beautiful lovebirds. Right, boys and girls, I've finished coloring my lovebirds. They are so cute and so sweet. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Happy drawing!